All right, we said it, traders. We knew that CAD was gonna have a massive week last week, but man, oh man, did that thing rock and roll. But we still have some upcoming moves that we're taking a look at. Let's keep an eye out on what's gonna be happening on the last week of July here on Weekly Forex Analysis. Roll the intro. Traders, I've been in the gym, folks, and I feel good. But I don't only feel good because I've been in the gym. I also feel good because the largest single sell-off we had last week out of any currency was the CAD. And if you guys have been following the channel last week, we mentioned our title of our video was Could the CAD Sell? And it did. It sold massively. All right, so we're gonna be talking about today what sold off the CAD, like what was the catalyst, the fundamental catalyst that made that happen. My bicep routine. Just kidding. We're also going to be talking about the CHF, and we're also going to be talking about the JPY. All right. Okay, so guys, welcome back to the Top Trader channel. If you're new to the Top Trader channel, make sure you guys subscribe to the video. If you don't know what we do, we focus mostly on fundamental analysis. If you go look at the top 10 trading YouTube channels, every single one of them, all right, focus on technicals while we focus on fundamentals. All right. And so, but the most interesting thing about that is we have the most lively and robust community of traders that are actually doing well. And we think that's because they understand intrinsic value. Okay, they understand where the currency is going and why the currency is priced where it's at, because they understand the fundamentals. All right, so if you guys want to learn a little bit more about fundamentals, again, make sure you guys subscribe. This week, we're going to be doing a little bit of a deep dive in what's happening for the rest of July. And I do have some interesting points. All right, so obviously July is the first month of Q3. We're moving over obviously into the second half of the year. I'm going to be showing you guys what we're looking like right now in regards to where we could see markets go over the next few days and see if we can catch any type of price moves. All right, so here I want to roll the tape real quick on what we mentioned last week regarding the CAD CHF, the single largest currency pair that moved last week. We called this out on Monday. It rocket shipped to the downside on last Friday, and even today it's still selling off. We have lots of members that are doing well with that specific position. Take a look at what we mentioned here. Since we're seeing our first pause, right, since we're seeing our first slowdown of this specific currency, we may see an opportunity to catch some pullbacks here on the Canadian dollar, right? And so CAD CHF here has been a pair that maybe there's some type of opportunity to take something sell side that looks pretty interesting, all right? And so when could this potentially play out? It's a daily chart, right? And so since it is a daily chart, we would expect it may take days for this to play out. It might not be something that could happen this week, but it's definitely something that we are paying attention to. Now, so you guys can see that we have had an even larger price move even just today, right down to the base at which we thought markets could run down to, right here at 47.70-ish, okay? And so again, this didn't really happen because of what people assume, right? Which is oil numbers, right? If I show you guys what oil was looking like really throughout the past few days or so, you'll notice that it hasn't been too much of a negative sell side move, right? We've had some decent sell side with oil, but nothing too substantial, right? So we attribute the catalyst to the sell side when it comes to the Canadian dollar. We do attribute probably about 40% of that move to oil prices, but we attribute a lot of it to what's happening in the overall economy. All right, so here right now we're looking at light sweet Brent oil futures. All right, if I show you guys what we're looking like on the daily, we did get sell side last week. All right, we did get some sell side last week on these oil numbers, and that did help. Right, that's obviously not a good thing in regards to oil, right, which is like 60% of Canada's GDP. So that probably aided a little bit in regards to this sell side move happening in the Canadian dollar. But what it mostly was caused by was a few of the economic indicators that we get from the Canadian dollar. All right, so when you have a slight economic edge and when you have a slight commodity edge, then yeah, you do get a seemingly larger price move. Now, what also moved, of course, was the CHF. Okay, so were we selling CAD? Yes, we were. Were we buying CHF at the same time? Of course you are. You guys got to remember, anytime you're in a currency pair, whether it's just the EURUSD or the GBP CAD, when you're selling a pair, you're buying a pair at the same time. So you don't need to just focus on the one pair, okay? You have to focus and you have to isolate both of the currencies. This is our bread and butter. No one else anywhere that I've ever seen in Forex as a retail trader is doing things in this capacity. When I used to work at different firms, most firms are trading in this capacity where they're isolating the currency pair, and we're doing that with our currency pair indexes. All right, so we give all of our Academy members all full access to all the different indexes and whatnot, but we like to show them to you guys to show you the power of how they work. Okay, all right, so right here, for example, we have the CHF Index. Okay, and so here on the CHF Index, you guys will see how volatile the CHF has been. You won't be able to see this on any other asset or any other chart because you just don't have access to the CHF in this capacity. It's always combined with the JPY or the euro or the pound or whatever it is. It's really important to see this thing isolated. And when we see it isolated, you can really understand why we saw a little bit of a nice price move, right, on the CAD CHF today. And when you look at it, you'll understand why we see an even larger price move even just today on that CAD CHF, because again, take a look, you're noticing today we do have a nice accelerated move on the CHF index. Now, if I head over to the Canadian dollar index, what do you see? You see a very nice sell side move here on the Canadian dollar index. Now, when I head to the CAD CHF, what do you see? Okay, so CAD CHF, boom, you get a massive price move. Okay, guys, this is the largest edge when you're trading markets, when you're trading Forex in general, okay? When you know what both currencies are doing, all right? Again, the reason why our guys are doing so well and why a lot of these folks are able to capitalize on these moves, we had about 4 or 5 of our traders. We have a little area called the Traders Lounge where our traders like to input different positions or whatnot. We had about 2 or 3 individuals input the CAD CHF over there without me saying anything, right? Without me mentioning it. They also had these trade ideas. So they're able to replicate this stuff on their own accord because of the understanding of how fundamentals truly drive the economy. We're not looking at things from a technical perspective, right? That's not the first look. Of course, we have to use technical analysis. We're looking at a chart right now. But you have to have some type of fundamental understanding to be able to dictate intrinsic value, to be able to dictate where markets should be priced. All right, so moving forward, yes, CAD CHF worked out real well, but what else could we see on the front? Well, we do believe that there could be a little bit more CAD sell side. So we are anticipating that the CAD may have a continuation this week, but outside of that, there might be some other opportunity as well. Here's the interesting thing, okay? The euro is at the lowest point it has been at since, I think, Q2 2017. Let me show you, all right? Here, if you take a look at the euro, you will notice if we pull all the way out, this is the euro index, of course. If we pull all the way out, you guys will see that the euro is, yes, at the low of March 2019, but outside of that low, we haven't seen the euro at this level since, let's see what date this is. Got 2 little things blocking us, all right? So July 2017. What the hell is going on with the euro? Okay, a lot of things. Are we getting an increased inflation? We're not. Are we getting any kind of upside in regards to GDP? Not so much, okay? Is Brexit weighing the euro down? We know that as a fact, all right? We saw at one point when Brexit jumped, when the pound jumped because of new Brexit data that was positive, we saw about 100 to 150 pip price move in the euro to the upside as well, okay? And so that was because, yes, Brexit is a massive part of the Eurozone, okay? And if anything is happening towards the British economy that is slightly speculative and people can't really conceptualize, then what do you think is gonna happen? You're gonna have risk also in the Eurozone. And so what are people gonna do? They're not going to be allocating capital back over to the euro. All right, makes sense? So yes, we do see effects when it comes to Brexit on the euro as well. All right, so there are a few other things as well. Of course, the largest economy inside the eurozone is Germany, and Germany's numbers haven't been up to par with what people have expected them to be in 2019. The only economy that's trucking along at a rate that is even just slightly surprising is that US dollar. Okay, right now we're still at the lowest unemployment. I sound like Donald Trump.
And unemployment stands at the lowest rate ever recorded.
It's kind of true, okay? Lowest unemployment, 3.6%, GDP at all-time highs. All right, we got to give it to him. Trump 2020, guys, let's make it happen, all right? Just kidding. So anyway, what could we see happen here when it comes to the euro? Could we break this low? Right, it's very plausible. If we get a continuation in regards to the negative implications that's coming into the euro, then yes, we may start to see some sell side here on this euro currency. All right, and so that means anything that you're trading, when it's next to the euro, what do you need to be doing? You might need to be selling that euro out. All right, when we launch Top Trader Insiders, I'll actually do a quick, I'm gonna navigate into Top Trader Insiders so you guys can check it out real quick. Take a look. All right, so in Top Trader Insiders, we like to give the directional bias of the currency pair. And so you guys can have a solid idea every single Sunday. so you guys can have a solid idea as to where you should be trading each one. So all 8. So on this channel, we'll maybe give out 2 or 3, but here inside of Insiders, we'll give you guys all of it. And we just launched Insiders over the weekend, and holy cow, everyone is so far loving it. Okay, so this is Top Trader Insiders. This is still Jarrell here. Jarrell again was our Top Trader Week about 2 weeks ago. We actually just did a call with Jarrell. I'll show some B-roll of me and him having a conversation. We're going to be inputting that call on what position that he was able to catch and a few more details. Before we just said, hey, he won, but now we ended up getting on the phone with him. And every time we're going to do Top Trader of the Weeks, we're going to be doing this here as well. But here, fundamental weekly bias. All right, so we have a very solid breakdown on where we think each currency can go, and now we're trading in accordance with that direction. And so far we've been around 84% accurate throughout all of 2019 in regards to just simply the direction. All right, now the trade is different, but when it comes to the direction, yes, we've been able to say, hey, if the CAD is looking like it's going to sell, or if the Aussie is looking like it's going to buy up, yeah, we've been pretty good with making sure that has happened. Right, go back and take a look at some of the other videos. You guys can see that the accuracy in regards to directional bias is pretty good. Not every time we're able to catch moves, because not every time we're able to get a signal, but at least knowing what direction to flow in, holy cow, that is half the battle right there. Okay, so yes, we do believe that this is a process that you guys should definitely understand, and of course you guys can get started and just hop into Top Trader Insiders for free. No worries, just the link will be down in the bio. All right, so I think there's going to be a continuation in regards to what's happening with the euro in regards to this sell side momentum. Will it happen this week? You know, I'm sitting on my hands. I'm trying to take a look. Right now, the Swiss franc is also seeing a little bit of momentum as well. Here, we'll take a look at the Swiss. And so this now begs the question, could we see the Swiss franc back at these highs again, you know, before July is out? It's very possible, okay? It's very possible. So again, a lot of this has to deal with some of the risk and the implications that are happening because of the trade war. Take a look at this real quick. Watch, we have the Swiss franc going to the upside. Let's see what the Japanese yen is doing as well, right? Japanese yen consolidating, but the amazing thing is we've seen a very, very strong correlation between the Swiss franc and the Japanese yen. Let's see here for April the 16th. All right, April 16th, we started to see an upside move for the Japanese yen, a bullish move. When did we start to see that bullish move for the CHF? We haven't seen a slight correlation with the JPY and the CHF, and that's just based off of the overall risk appetite of the general economy. All right, so for right now, we have our directional biases set to give you guys an idea of where we want to go. I still want to go a little bit on the buy side with that CHF. We'll see if there's opportunity there, and we might get a continuation on that CADCHF. Most of us are still in that short position. Stops have been rolled. I'll show some screenshots there of Kyler calling that out this morning. So we'll see where we're at, you know, on that front. CAD, I like CAD to pull a little bit more sell side. Euro, I'm neutral on the euro as of right now. It could totally change over the next 24 hours. We just have to really take a look and see what's going on in that front. But I don't want to give the euro too much of my attention just because there's not so much happening that I can really calculate to a high capacity. So outside of that, we have some interest. We have some interest in some of these other pairs, and you know, there's some minute details obviously with each one of those individual currencies. And again, if you guys want to go take a look at what's happening over at Insiders, that's going to give you the inside scoop of everything that we're talking about. And it's packed with, you know, a lot of amazing features. And again, you guys can just go ahead. It's free to sign up and just take a look. Okay, so let's see what we got. All right, let's see if we get a continuation here on the CADCHF. I like the CHF, just the CHF individually. Let's make that our focus. We'll put that as the headline this week. Can CHF continue to the upside? All right, I like the CHF to the upside. If we get a continuation there, we might be able to spin that off with some of our other pairs. Let's take a quick look real quick at what's happening on the GBP. If we take a look at what's happening on the pound, we do see a lot of pound sell side. So we might be able to mix and match a pound CHF to see if we can catch some opportunity there. Pound is getting absolutely obliterated, and that is insane. Holy cow. All right, so let's see what happens here with the pound. Maybe we can match that up with the CHF. Pound CHF, let's see what that looks like. CHF. So it looks like we'd have to be breaking this low here at 122.58. So that's something we might keep an eye out on, guys, over the next 4 or 5 days or so. All right, so folks, pay attention to these videos. They work out. All right, a lot of the folks that aren't our members are doing really well just by following along, okay? And if you guys want, again, to become more self-sufficient, the Academy and Insiders is right there for you, all right? We have some awesome stuff coming up. I put out a massive survey. We're coming out with a really amazing software application. We're so excited, we're relaxed, we're chill. The summertime is here, so you're getting a little less volatility, and that's why we're able to, you know, come out with some cool things for you guys to make you guys better and better and better traders. All right, so guys, look, I'm Cleveland Bishop here, head trader at the Top Trader channel. If you guys got any questions for me, comment down below. What are you guys looking at this week? You know, how do you guys feel about the CAD pushing to the downside? And same thing with the CHF. Let me know in the comment section below. If you guys like the video for your boy, all right? I very much appreciate it. If you want my bicep routine, follow me on Instagram. I will talk to you guys tomorrow, all right? Peace out.